With the Tourneo Courier, Ford has reverted to van-based underpinnings for its smallest MPV, and in doing so, made its most affordable people carrier far more spacious inside. It may not be the family car you dreamed of, but it might well be the one you actually need.
It's always quite refreshing to drive a car whose only purpose in life is to get from A to B as affordably as possible. So there are no pretensions here, no dynamic expectations that might be disappointed. The underpinnings are borrowed from the old 6th generation Fiesta, but the engines are borrowed from the current one, which means that Tourneo Courier buyers choose either a 1.5-litre EcoBlue diesel unit or the 1-litre 3-cylinder EcoBoost power plant we're trying here. Both engines put out 100 PS and must be mated to a freshly designed 6-speed manual gearbox. The EcoBoost variant we're trying here will be the choice of most, who will approve of the fact that this unit's efficiency has been enhanced by the addition of cylinder deactivation. As a result, assuming you pay extra for the auto start-stop system, a WLTP-rated combined cycle economy figure of up to 43.5 mpg is possible, with an NEDC-rated 122 grams per kilometre of CO2. Ride quality over broken surfaces isn't as smooth as we'd like, but things settle down at highway speeds. At that point, the petrol engine's buzzy thrum subsides a little too, though you do still get quite a lot of wind and road noise from the boxy shape and the high-profile tyres. As you'd expect from a car with such an expansive glass area, this MPV is simplicity itself to manoeuvre. The boxy shape makes it easy to see where the corners of the car are, the wide door mirrors are a commercial carryover you'll be glad of, and the expansive windscreen gives you a far wider field of vision than you'd get in a Super Mini. In fact, a Tourneo Courier delivers far more of a lot of things that you'd get in a Super Mini, but that won't prevent it from being a relatively rare sight on our roads. This Tourneo Courier delivers honest van-derived design with refreshingly frank simplicity. The main visual change in recent times has been this revised front grille. Otherwise, the main thing of note here is just how much cabin space Ford's been able to fit into a car with a Super Mini-sized roadway footprint. You get a real feel for that behind the wheel. This may be Ford's smallest MPV, but you wouldn't think that from a seat inside. The perception of airiness is helped by the vast amount of headroom and by superb all-round vision with an expansive windscreen that stretches high above your field of vision. Everything falls to hand easily, and the centre stack now looks much more up-to-date than it did when the Courier was first launched, with the option of the brand's latest Sync 3 infotainment technology. As you'd expect from a people carrier, there's plenty of cabin storage, including this wide overhead shelf and a front passenger seat pull-out drawer. Time to take a seat in the rear. And inside here, you'd be tempted to say that there's just as much room as you'd get in the far pricier Tourneo Connect model. That airy roof height certainly makes it feel like that. Each sliding door includes pop-out windows and thoughtfully incorporates a cup holder and a little shallow tray. And as standard, you get these fold-back trays built into the front seat backs, each capable of holding up to 3 kilograms of weight. Finally, let's take a look at the boot. Now, you've to negotiate this huge tailgate in order to get to it, which can be awkward in situations where you're backed up against a wall. But once everything's open, it's hard to grumble about the amount of space on offer. If you're using this parcel shelf, you can reposition it at 2 different heights so as to separate various parts of your load, say the family dog from the shopping. We'll take it out though, so that you can see how spacious it is back here. There's 708 litres of capacity, and if you need more, the 60-40 split rear bench pushes forward in 2 stages. First, tumbling onto the seat base, then, if you pull on these additional lower straps, you can lift up the seat base and fold it forward against the front seat backs, freeing up as much as 1,656 litres of capacity. Ultimately, though, what matters here is space and sensibility, both these things being predictably strong Tourneo Courier selling points. If you don't need 7 seats, we'd even say that it makes more sense than the brand's larger Tourneo Connect model. And it obviously makes more sense than that conventional family hatchback you might have been looking at. But of course, it's not as sophisticated or as stylish. Does that really matter? Well, if you think not, and you're one of the relatively few family buyers still looking for a compact MPV, then one of these ought to make your shortlist.